Hi, everybody. Welcome to my channel. My name is Salini, and this is Salini Divine Mother. And I'm about to do a reading for the Great Awakening of 2025. I've received a huge download about how close we are to all this thing kicking off. So I wanted to do a reading on it. I've been shuffling, and I didn't want to shuffle for too long in front of you. Just so you know, my website is salini.love. I'm a healer and I can do sessions like this, or I can do healing sessions and I teach classes and everything. I'll talk more about it later. Let me do one more shuffle and we'll get started on this. Is this it? Spirit is talking to me, so um okay. This is it. Alrighty, let's see what we have. So, um, the Great Awakening. Ooh, well, that looks good. Looks like we got some interesting cards here. So the Great Awakening is full of drama, chaos, and transformation. And it has a lot to do with the fact that people are going to go through. Let me just give you a quick little, the reading is really just secondary to the teaching I want to give you right now. The what we're going through is an awakening, and a massive awakening for everybody. And nobody's excluded, and it doesn't matter what religion you are, what's going on in your life, you have a chance to awaken. In fact, that's why you came to the planet at this time. Earth is going through the biggest transformation and awakening in the history of this planet. And what that means is that you chose to come down here to have this awakening. You really did. And so, what's going to happen here is it's already happening. Now, let me see if I'm trying to put it into really simple terms because sometimes it's really hard for people to grasp the enormity of what's happening. What's happening is vibrational upgrades. And some of you are feeling it. If you're feeling the solar storms and the energies coming in, that's what it is. Are you feeling like really, really exhausted? You feeling like you either have to sleep all the time or you can't sleep at all? Are you feeling body symptoms like pain or shortness of breath or um, like just any number like nausea, maybe some nausea and some inability to eat? Like a lot of us just can't eat. And what that's all about is um the vibration of the planet itself is rising, as well as the vibration, your internal vibration, your personal vibration. So we're going through this to the extent that we're not going back. So in other words, if you're living a low vibrational lifestyle, this is not going to be easy for you because your whole body's going to transform. Just think of a caterpillar going into a cocoon and coming out as a butterfly. You guys are in your spiritual cocoon right now. And this is this is my, report on this, like kind of like a spiritual report. I do these every so often, and I'm way more than just a reader. Those who are in their spiritual cocoon know what I'm talking about because changes have already started for you. And that could be maybe you lost your job, your family, your relationship. Maybe you're working out health issues. Maybe you're having financial problems. Whatever is not in alignment with your higher purpose is going to drop away. And we're all being prepared for a higher timeline with a higher mission. Like if you've been focusing on making money and it's like a meaningless job, but maybe you make some money, but it doesn't help anybody, and it's just like, you're making the boss rich, those kind of jobs are going to fall away. If you have empty relationships, like maybe you're in a relationship for status or money, those kind of relationships will be very unsatisfying and you probably fall away. If you are living a low vibrational lifestyle like drinking, smoking, drugs, gambling, overly sexed, overeating, overspending, lying, cheating, whatever it is, that kind of stuff, it's going to be really hard for you because a non-negotiable experience. Everybody's going to go through it, and some people just won't be able to handle the physical changes. I can tell you right now, the physical changes that I've been going through are immense. And I've had a lot of physical pain all through 2024, 2025, and it was worse last year actually, but it was really worse at the end of 2023. So it's actually getting better. So my body is adjusting, and I notice I don't need to eat very much. And I also notice that I'm much more psychic, much more aware, and I'm getting a lot of wisdom coming to the surface that, well, it's always been there, but it's really more pronounced now. So what's going to happen is people are going to start getting sick of everything, the systems, the leaders, the education, the social system, the financial system. Those systems are going to start falling away. And people are going to start demanding more meaningful lives. You're going to want more meaningful lives because you won't have a choice. I'm kind of here to tell you, kind of calling out the low vibrational folks because, a lot of people are working hard on their spiritual lives, whatever their religion may be. But if you are someone who's involved in illicit activities or stealing or criminal activities or whatever, some of the things I said before, like drinking too much, using drugs, um, I don't know, embezzling people. Like I got people trying to scam me last year, quite a lot of people. Um, you're going to be pushed into this higher vibration and it's going to hurt because your vibration is so low that you're not really ready. It's like jumping up real fast. I mean, just imagine if you were a deep sea creature or for that matter, a diver going down below the surface and you went way down. And then you had a pull that's, on the cord that said, come up fast. You come up too fast and your body's not going to be able to react and you may not survive it. You need to begin now. I'm telling all the low vibrational people you need to do the homework now, or you won't make it through this rest of what's coming. And it'll continue on into 2026, but it's going to get way better. Once we do our spiritual work and the transformation kicks in, you guys are going to be so much better. And that's why I just want to urge you to get busy. I mean, a lot of us are doing it, so I'm not trying to be critical or anything. I know there's a lot of great folks out there doing it, but I consistently run into very low vibrational people who just want to party. They just want to get rich. They just want to have tons of sex partners. They just want to life just to be, about pleasure and eating and drinking and all that. You're gonna have a really hard time, because we're gonna be pushed. This was prophesied. We're here. It's now. All the prophets throughout history have talked about this time, and we are here. So when this occurs, what's also going to occur is a collapse of the financial system, collapse of the institutions, collapse of the structures of government, collapse of the school systems. I mean, look at the school system. People have to pay $50,000 to $100,000 for what? A 4-year degree that does nothing for you. I mean, there are things that are good, like going to trade school or going to dental school, getting dental assistance or things like that, becoming a car mechanic or becoming an architect or a doctor or something. But, there's a lot of things that we really don't need. And by the way, about becoming a doctor, I shouldn't have included that. Becoming a holistic doctor, because you're going to see the fall of the medical system, along with the fall of the legal system, the financial system, the educational system, the government systems, and they're going to be replaced by better systems with people who have better goals in mind. Most of these systems are about power, money, and control, and they're not serving the people. You're going to see that new systems come into place that serve the people, and that's going to be the beginning of the golden age. And a lot of light workers are here at this time with enhanced gifts to help us move into that, because we're leaving behind a lot of very old systems that worked at one time, maybe 100, 200, 300 years ago, but they don't work anymore, nor will we allow them to work because they're rooted in bondage, slavery, and Satanism. So like for example, the financial system is completely satanically enslaved. I mean, we should not be paying taxes or interest rates on loans and stuff like that. The school system shouldn't cost like that. I mean, when I went to school, it was way cheaper. And now it's like ridiculous, 100,000 a year or something. I don't know how much, but it's a lot. And no, and then you have to pay for it for the rest of your life. And maybe you'll get a job, maybe you won't, you know? That all has to change. And then the housing. Look at the housing. I mean, my parents were able to buy, I think, well, my dad actually built our house. So I'm not sure how much it cost him, but you could buy a house in the 50s for $7,000, and usually they expected you to put $2,000 down and pay it off in 6 months. This is why that generation, the baby boomers after World War II, had more money because their parents left their houses to them that were paid off and they never cost very much. And then come, the year 2000, 2010, those same houses are worth 100, 200, 300,000. Now they're worth 500, 600, 7,000, 700,000. So, the inflation, all of those things have to stop. And they are stopping and they will stop. And that's because two big things are happening. The electromagnetic field of the universe is ramping up, and that's going to increase your vibration. You're going to feel it if you haven't already. And then the earth itself, her vibration is going to increase. And what that means is there's a process of ascension going on, an expansion going on. This planet has been enslaved by dark forces for literally thousands and thousands of years. There's been wars out in the universe, there's been wars here on the earth, and there's been, active Satanism going on here for thousands of years. And this is about human sacrifice and all of that. And so for those of you who are new to my channel, by the way, thank you. Thank you before I forget. Thank all of you new subscribers. I'm picking a couple of people to give a free reading to. I don't want to forget to say that. I'm so grateful to all of you. I'm halfway there to 1,000 where I can go live, and I'll be going live a lot and talking. I'm mainly a spiritual teacher, but I like to do the cards for fun, and I'll do them for you because I know you guys like it. But, for those of you who don't know me and have never followed me before, I am a survivor of MK Ultra, trauma-based mind control and sex trafficking. I was a sex slave for the Masons in my early childhood. They usually give up on you around somewhere between 5 and 7 years old. So I went through that. And my father was a Mason. I was raised in a Masonic cult, which I've escaped, and I had to leave them behind. And I've reprogrammed, healed myself. My mother was not a part of it. And I was healed by the woman that my mother brought to me, Mrs. Hawayo Takata, the Grand Master of Reiki. So I became a Reiki master as a child, and I began healing myself as a child. And Hawayo Takata worked on me for 20 years, deprogramming and helping me heal my mind and my body and my soul from all the abuse and the trauma I went through. And that's what I'm here to do for you. So it was a dual initiation. I was initiated into the dark by my father. Not that I participated, but I mean as a small child and as a sex slave, and then brought into healing by my mother, who brought healers into my life. So that was the second half of my childhood. So I wrote a book about it. You're free to buy my book if you want to. The link is below. And there I tell my story, but I also tell how to heal, how to deprogram, and all of that. So we can talk about it another time, but you're welcome to book a session with me. I'm a specialist in trauma recovery, addiction recovery, sexual abuse recovery, SRA, satanic ritual abuse, exorcisms, soul retrieval, past life, Akashic record reading, getting broken soul parts to back together, healing your body, mind, and spirit. I have multiple degrees in healing, so you can come and see me. Anyway, so what I'm saying here is that What's about to happen is a collective release of trauma and karma on the planet. People are going to start releasing their karma. We released a lot of karma at I think it was the Lion's Gate. And then we started to release the trauma and the truth comes out at the eclipses. And so we're having an ending and a beginning. And that beginning is about you and about your life and having a new life. So I'm going to do this reading here, but I'm going to talk a little bit about what's coming for all of you and how beautiful it's going to be. So let's take a look because we're still in the middle of the hard part. The bad guys are acting out. They've been attacking me. Maybe they've been attacking some of you. I don't know. But here we go. Um, the bottom card is perfect. I mean, we're going to have a beautiful, powerful, here we go. People are asking me to hold the cards up. Ace of Wands, a powerful new start. And this is a passionate new start. Very passionate. Excuse me, the hiccups. Um, all kinds of new stuff's going to happen, and it's coming from God. See how it's coming out of the cloud? It's coming from God, the Ace of Wands. God is going to give us a new start because we did our homework. Unless you didn't do your homework. Okay, so then the next card, those of you who didn't do your homework, you might still be trapped in negative thoughts and you're all up in your head. We got the Eight of Swords and you're all up in your head right now. And because you don't believe that we're going to have good things happening, you don't believe God is helping you, you don't believe that we're in a transformation. That's part of the negative thinking has to go. The lack of faith has to go. You need to begin a faith-based life and begin to heal that whatever it was that, whether was it your religion, was it the school system, was it your parents, was it your spouse, was it your job? I don't know what it was, but whatever belief system indoctrinated you into feeling all uptight, like this dude here, totally uptight, Eight of Swords. I'm all trapped in my head, and I'm in a mind control situation. I don't know what to do. So what's it going to be? You going to have a new start, or are you going to be all up in your head? Because God's ready for you to be free if you're ready to be free. So what do you think might be blocking you from being free? Well, I'm here to tell you that all of us are going to go through a lot of grieving. We're all going to have broken hearts. I've had a very severe broken heart a couple of times in my life, especially this last year. And, it really opened my eyes to some things and made me actually helped me to integrate my shadow. And by that, I mean, let me take a sip here. By that, I mean, caring about somebody who turned out to be just dishonest and lying and cheating and all of that. And somebody who made up things, stories about me. And, I was able to see the depth of evil that people will go through to get what they want. And it was a very painful experience, but it's happening to everybody. I noticed a lot of people, not exactly the same as mine, but what we're doing is we're healing centuries of broken hearts, lifetimes of broken hearts, a millennia of broken hearts, so that our heart can expand. I mean, my heart has expanded as a result of this. And even if I saw this person, I would forgive them because I don't want to hang on to an old suitcase of resentment, an old piece of baggage. It's really important to move forward with forgiveness because when you do, your heart expands and your life expands. It's really that dynamic. So what's at the bottom here? So that card is crossing us. A lot of you are going to have to go through the healing of a broken heart to be able to get to the new start. So at the bottom, the basis of this foundation was that we were blocked from our happiness because of the system that we have here, the deep state, the Satanists, the elites, the one percenters, whatever you want to call them, the secret societies. They've been ruling the world for thousands of years, all the way back to the Egyptians and before that, probably, with the Anunnaki and the rest of them. So we have the sun reverse and as the basis of this reading. And all that is telling me is that we've been suppressed from our happiness, our light, our love, and our opportunities by these enslavers, these slave masters that we've had for so long. They had us in the grips, didn't they? And then we even had physical slavery. A lot of us went through that too. In my case, I've actually been a slave in this lifetime. So a lot of people, of course, we don't have slavery like we used to in the South of our African Americans. We don't have that anymore, but we still have a lot of people like me. I was a sex slave in my childhood, and then I was also marked by the Masons to be controlled for life and to be targeted for life. They wanted me to be the next, movie star, or to be um, someone who would give them divine light through sex. And wouldn't do it, so I healed myself and rebelled. So I got targeted, and that's what happens when you wake up. So for me, it was a journey to awakening. I don't have to be angry because I chose it. I chose to wake up. I chose to go through it. So they blocked us for a while. They're not going to block us anymore. So what I see is that the past is the past. And, we're not going to cling to the past anymore. Here's the Six of Cups. The Six of Cups reversed. It means we're no longer clinging to the past, and it's in the position of the immediate past. We're not going to cling to this old timeline. I'm urging all of you to let go of the timeline, whatever it was. If you're stressing about something that's ending, don't. I want to urge you to have faith in whatever you want to call it. God, the Holy Spirit, Most High God, Allah, Shiva, whatever your terminology is, Yeshua, Yahweh, for our Holy Spirit. It's one creator for all of us. We're not separate here. We're all connected in energetically and in throughout the world, regardless of our culture, our skin, our language, our sex, or anything. We're all one people, one planet. That's always the way it's been. And so, we're going to come together as a community, as a global community. And in the exciting news of today is the beginning of the Gaza ceasefire and peace in the Middle East. And let us all pray that this is the end forever of any kind of war. So we are not going down this timeline ever again. We will not go into the past and hate each other. And I'm calling upon all of you that even if you're scared about the future, that you lean into your faith. What's going to happen is going to be scary. It's going to be chaotic because everything's going to collapse. But this is a faith building exercise. You need to take each day as it comes. Like, do you have enough food in the fridge? I mean, look at these people in Gaza, how they survived what they had to survive and starvation and everything. And be grateful for what each day brings. And let the changes take place in your mind, your body, and your spirit, and endure whatever suffering you have to go through to get to the golden age, which is coming. So guess what the next card up is? So our immediate future is justice. Justice is coming for all of us. We're finally going to get justice. We're going to see the fall of the cabals. We're going to see the fall of the deep state. We're going to see the fall of the Illuminati, of the elites, of the 1%. Their day is done, baby. Let me tell you. They've had their reign of terror, and I experienced it. I'm sure many of you also experienced it, being born in a Masonic cult. I can tell you right now that Masons care about mostly the three things: money, power, and sex. And they all go together. I mean, those things are three very intricately linked evil, abusive techniques and beliefs. That's the word I want to use, beliefs. The Masons believe that they should rule the world, and they have ruled, and they weren't always that bad, but they became bad. So they go about with secret rituals to obtain money and power, and they do that with blackmail, threats, and with sex magic. Sex is a very big part of the Masonic movement, and they take people against their will as children usually, and then they initiate the children into various cults, various rituals, and when those children are older, they don't have the free will to do what they want to do. So they're initiated into the cult, and there you have it. They're there and they can't get out. So we're going to have justice for that. That's coming. Justice is coming for that, and for all of the people that are trapped in these cults, and those cults are going to end. So you're going to see that happening very soon. And you're going to see a lot of arrests for sex trafficking. So the next thing that comes up for the Great Awakening, and I'm talking about the Great Awakening here. This isn't just a random reading. This is the Great Awakening. See, as soon as I notice that whenever I talk about what's happening, I get a sharp pain somewhere in my body because they don't want me to. There we go. I just got it out. I frequently get a pain in this hand when I talk about my left hand, which is the dark side. And it's not bad because it's also the feminine side, the right hand. But it's when you're talking about the paths, the spiritual paths, the left hand and the right hand, I'd be teaching you guys all this stuff. Um, this is the left hand path, is the dark. This is the right hand path, is the light. Um, so, they frequently have silenced me. This is why I have a new channel, as they've taken down all my other channels. But I'm here, and I'm going to give you guys the truth, and I'm going to give you guys the love and the light and all that good, squishy, yummy stuff. So we're going to get justice. Oh, there goes the timer. Okay. Next thing up is us and all of us, the collective world in the middle of our great awakening. What's going to happen for all of us? Where are we headed? Where is this new timeline heading? Perfect card. Couldn't be better. The Wheel of Fortune upright. So this is a new timeline. When you get the Wheel of Fortune, it's about good luck, good karma, new timelines, the turning point of change. You're about to enter a new timeline. All of us are. We don't know yet what it is. I've just ended a long timeline of, well, I had the sex slavery in childhood, but as an adult, I've had a lot of targeting by the deep state, by the Masons and others, because they didn't want me to speak. I stood up to them and wrote a book. My book is an expose of the Masons and the deep state, as well as a healing manual. And they didn't like that, so they targeted me, and that cycle has ended. I'm really happy to say. And the news cycle has just begun, and I'm not really sure what it is. I just know that life has gotten a lot better and a lot simpler and a lot easier. Um, Maybe some money will come to you guys, maybe a new job, maybe your true divine unions. One of the things that have been happening to a lot of people, let me just keep this card up there so you know, it's a Wheel of Fortune. Is that a lot of people are going to be meeting their divine partners, the twin flames. But before that, maybe some of you had a false twin flame. Somebody pretended to be your twin flame. This was your last temptation prior to the awakening. I hope you guys made the right choice and let go of that, because that would have been leading you down the wrong path. And even if you did go down that path, forgive yourself and just move on, because it's time for this new timeline to come in. So next up we have, the new timeline's coming in, but the dark forces are going to fight back. So we have the Five of Swords. The Five of Swords is about conflict, and conflict is in the aura of our new start, because the turning point, they're not going to go quietly. Let's put it that way. It's going to happen. The awakening is happening. The Great Awakening is here, but they're not going to go quietly. They're going to fight back, and they're going to lose, but it's going to be a little bit of a fight still before it's over. And then, we're going to start moving to calmer waters. You're going to make a transition, and some people may or may not be ready for that transition. But we're moving. We've got the Six of Swords reversed, which means that some people are going to resist the transition and others will make the transition. And this is what I was saying with the card in the beginning, the negative thoughts and everything. You're going to need to move on from whatever your timeline is that isn't working. So there's something you're going to need to let go of for the great awakening to occur for you. And mostly that's your connection to the matrix, like are you real invested in if you've seen the movie, like the matrix is false and it's gonna dissolve. It's already dissolving before your eyes. Don't hang on to the old. Anything that's connected with money, power, abuse of power, like, ripping people off and things like that. I witnessed that happening in my family, the men in my family embezzling people right and left. And so, of course, there's a ton of karma for them. You don't want that kind of karma. Let go of things that don't serve humanity. And so some people are ready to move on, some people are not. Um, and then we have, two, we're gonna have to qualify this. We've got two cards of outcome cards that are not complete. Let me see what's on the bottom of the deck. Okay. There's still a lot of anxiety in the collective. People are still very worried. So let me ease your fears. We're going to be okay. The golden age is on the other side of the collapse of the matrix. It's on the other side of the transition that we're going through. We just have to go through it, no matter how scary it is. We have to go through it. Um, so on the bottom of the deck, I see anxiety. Let me just, Holy Spirit, give me a qualifying card for the Three of Cups and the Page of Pentacles, please. Okay, and what else? Okay, angels, God is going to intervene here. This is God, this is temperance, judgment. Judgment has arrived for the dark forces, for the Satanists, and for all those alien forces, whoever they are that's ruling us. Their day is done. So we're going to have an upheaval, or it's going to be the end of a group of people that were, this is them, this is them. This is the elites, the Illuminati, whatever they are. They're partying, they're drinking, they're spending. Their day is done. And we're going to get some kind of a new start, but not until the conflict is over. So I'm going to get a qualification on these cards here. I don't want to go too long. So let's see. Let's put these two together. Let's do a qualification on those cards. Let's have the Wheel of Fortune and see what that's going to be. What is the Justice going to be? You're going to have to grieve, everybody. You're going to have to do some grieving. The past is dead, whether it's a relationship, whether it's family members, whether it's money situations, job situations. We have to grieve. It's not just this lifetime we're grieving many lifetimes of sorrows and lifetimes maybe where we were not such good people. If you're having a hard time, you might have been the one that hurt somebody. You might have been the perpetrator in another lifetime. And so you work some things out in this lifetime, and those people come back for you to work those things out. Um, so let's do this anxiety, what's all this anxiety about? And then one more. Let's do the conflict. What's the conflict about? We're going to get justice. Okay, let's do a little bit of that. And then we'll see. I might do the energy deck too. Yeah, so if you're interested in a reading with me, you go to my website, salini.love, and go to book a session. The link is below. And I do everything from trauma recovery, mind control, deprogramming, healing. I've done tons of healing. I'm a trained healer. I'm a Reiki master. I healed myself of breast cancer, viral meningitis. I can work on you. And if you're interested in spiritual awakening, I have a special spiritual awakening package that's on there that goes for a year. So I'll walk you through it for a year. Okay. All right. So let's see what we got here. One more shuffle. Okay. All right. Oh, good. So first, and then the conflict card. So I'm qualifying 5 cards here. Actually, there's a 6th card under one. Um, the conflict is going to be over because they're going to give up. They're going to give up after a while. And you don't want to be the one to give up. You want to keep going and get to your goal of spiritual awakening. And then to qualify this card, the 8 of Swords, we're qualifying it, and we got the King of Pentacles. Cool. So once we get over our worry about everything, here comes the King of Pentacles. This man's loaded with money, confident, he's a leader, he's going to guide us through, and that represents you, really, or maybe a boss or something, but you're going to be abundant. You got to get through your concerns, your worries, your fears, all of that. To qualify the Justice card, oh, perfect. We got Temperance. So there's going to be divine intervention. That's what we're seeing right now. It's going to happen, and it's going to be big, very big. That's what I'm seeing is divine intervention on a massive scale. And let's see what's on the bottom here. Yeah. Massive divine intervention. Don't be surprised if we have a huge spiritual event. There might be some scary events, but there's also going to be spiritual, a pulse from the core of Earth, energy, magnetic and electromagnetic pulse from the center of the universe. This has happened several times before throughout history, and it happened in the 1800s, the Carrington event. We could have something like that. And when we have this spiritual event, there's going to be justice for all, for everyone. And then qualifying this card, what do we got? Okay, so there's this card represents the elites, the ones that are failing and that we're going to get rid of them. And they're reversed. And instead, what's going to happen is we're going to become accountable and responsible for ourselves and our money. We're going to take responsibility away from them, and we're going to start saving money and being frugal and restoring ourselves from, look what they've taken from us. Do you have any idea where our tax money goes? Most of our tax money goes to sex trafficking. You have no idea how many organizations are sex trafficking, many of them, all the charities. This is what Doge was all about, was uncovering the sex trafficking and stopping it and the funding of it. There were billions of dollars of our tax money going out the door for sex trafficking. So this is us taking responsibility for the money, and we're not going to let them do this to us anymore. We're going to be in charge, and we're going to be ready, and we're going to be confident, and we're going to handle this properly. And now for our Wheel of Fortune. Fantastic. Here comes the king, the Knight of Wands. He's passionate. He's also having a passionate new beginning. And so he's going to bring in that passionate new beginning. And this is us being fearless, but not too impulsive. You don't want to be impulsive. It's kind of like a youthful new start. Like we're going to feel that sense of youthfulness again, or that excitement of being, starting over in a good way, because we have a new timeline. This is the new timeline. It's going to happen. Okay, let's have one more row. And here it is, the new start. After the battle's over is the Fool, the new start coming for us. Perfect. And then qualifying the King of Pentacles is the Star. So it looks like the Star is on her way. She's not quite here yet. She's reversed. But this is hope and faith and the future and the waters of life. The King of Pentacles and her are probably going to match up. That's what I think. But you have to get over your fear. And she's all about faith and enlightenment, purpose, renewal, spirituality, good luck, rejuvenation. So you got to overcome this one here that was the king, the worrier. You're worried, the 8 of Swords. Um, She's going to ma match up with the King of Pentacles. That's what I think is going to happen. That's what I'm getting inside here. So then we've got justice and we've got the divine intervention is going to heal everybody's broken heart. When the divine intervention happens, we're all going to start healing our grief at a very deep level. So we got the grief, sorry, it's not showing. We got the the Three of Swords. Everybody's going to start healing. It's going to be a massive purge of old karma and old trauma all at once. That's going to lighten up our hearts, our souls, and open our hearts. That's what's coming, folks. The Great Awakening for 2025 and 2026. And then let's see what this is. Yep. So this is the bad guys here, Page of Pentacles reverse and the partiers and the elites. That's what that represents. We're going to be handling the money. And then here we're going to move on to calmer waters. We're moving away from these people, from their agenda and from their destructive timeline that they gave us, all dystopian, and we're all going to get jabbed and we're all going to be, imprisoned in camps and stuff, whatever it was they wanted to do. The World Economic Forum, all that's ended. We're moving on to calmer waters. We're going to be just A-okay, just fine. And finally, the world, yeah. It's closure. Couldn't be more perfect. We got the world for the end. It's closure. It's lights out for the dark ones, for the elites, for all of those controllers, planetary enslavers, all of you bondage freaks who want to control us. It's over for you. Absolutely over. So get ready for a happy life. I'm going to do a real quick energy reading here. Just 5 cards and then we'll wrap it up. I don't know quite how long has been, doesn't say here. And then we'll close it out. It's all good, folks. It's all good. Even if it gets scary, I want you to remember to have faith. I'll be back on. And the more of you that sign up for a sub, then I can start going live and giving you hope on a regular basis. So we got some energy cards here. I'm asking for a final wrap up on the Great Awakening 2025 and on into 2026. Will you please give me some information on this? Please, Holy Spirit, let's have a little message from the energy deck. One more shuffle. Okay, here we go. Ooh, okay. Looks good. It looks like we're done with deceit and deception. We all have a broken heart. Again, we keep getting this comes out a lot right now, but it's healing. It's healing because we have the healer here. This is the energy deck. The healer of the ages and the broken heart are together. The healer is going to heal the broken heart. And all of us need it. We all need it. Then comes love. I mean, this could be for either gender. And once we heal, remember what I said? Some of us are going to have our twin flames. It's going to start happening. Twin flame is on the way. So, man holding a heart. It's some new lover coming in, male or female. We're going to overcome our financial issues. Excuse me. That's going to start ending. And the storm is going to be over. Excuse me. We're going to end this storm. It's about to end. When it's reversed like this, the storm is over. And it's just going to be really good. We're going to heal our hearts with the healer of the ages, and in comes true love in some form or fashion. I don't know what, could be a child, it could be a lover, it could be yourself, loving yourself. I don't know what it's going to be for each of you. So that's the reading for the Great Awakening. And I'll be coming on with, news reports that are what I call cosmic energy reports, which are about, messages from God and from the universe and whatever else it is that I have to share with you. And I'm going to post this here now, and I'm going to do another one right afterwards. So I just want you to know that I love you guys. You can come and make a session with me anytime you want to. You can just have a simple reading. I have a short reading for 30 minutes if you want to do a low price one. And or you can do a longer reading, or you can get a healing, you can do take a class. I teach Reiki, I teach Jedi warriorship, how to kick butt to the bad guys. And I have pujas for I do sacred ceremonies every month. You can join in like for abundance, for a happy marriage, for true love, for spiritual protection. I do those. Just go to my website, salini.love, and you'll see it all there. Okay? All righty. Love you guys. Don't worry. It's going to be a-okay. Everything's going to be okay. But we will have to go through, we're not all the way through the dark tunnel. So don't be afraid. Just have faith, and we're going to get there. Okay? Love you lots. And namaste. Bye for now.